Have you ever dreamed of starting a profitable side hustle but got stopped in your tracks thinking you need a ton of cash? Well, today we're going to tear that idea apart. We're diving into serial entrepreneur Chris Kerner's playbook for turning a tiny stake into a serious income stream. Let's get into it.
Okay, so passive income. For most of us, it feels like this mythical thing, right? Like something only super rich people get to have. But what Koerner's saying here is that thanks to the tools we all have at our fingertips, that financial gold medal, it's way, way closer than you think.
And honestly, this is the part that changes everything. We're not talking about pitching VCs or taking out a massive loan. We're talking about starting lean, starting smart, and starting with an amount of money that's probably less than your phone payment.
That's the number, $500. Koerner is dead serious when he says that 90% of his most successful ideas can get off the ground for $500 or less. Think about that. That single number just demolishes the biggest excuse most of us have. It's not a wall anymore. It's just a small step. So let's pull back the curtain on the framework from the guy they call the king of side hustles. I mean, he's launched over 80 businesses, so he's learned a thing or two. And he's boiled it all down to a few key principles. First up, the one thing that stops almost everybody before they even type a single letter. You know, it's not a lack of money. It's not even a lack of good ideas. According to Koerner, the number one thing holding you back is purely in your head. It's the fear of what other people are going to think. And I love how this slide just lays it all out. On one side, you have that voice in your head, terrified that someone you knew in high school might leave a snarky comment. But the reality? People are so wrapped up in their own drama, their own lives, they barely notice. And if you can get past that, if you can just ignore that fear, the world is yours. This quote right here, this is the whole mindset shift. When the pain of your current situation, your job, your bank account, becomes bigger than your fear of being judged, that's the moment you finally take action. The bottom line is, you gotta get over yourself, because I promise you, nobody is watching you that closely.
All right, so you've pushed past the fear. Now what? Well, this next part might sound wrong, but Koerner's core strategy isn't about some brilliant new invention. It's actually about copying what's already working.
You see a competitor and you think, oh, it's already been done. Wrong. That should be the most exciting thing you see all day. It's proof. It's validation that people will pay money for this thing. Someone else already went through all the pain and all the risk to figure it out for you. And this isn't just a vague idea. He gives you a literal blueprint. You find a business that's crushing it. Then you use free tools like the web archive to basically become a time-traveling detective. You can see how their website looked 5 years ago, what their pricing used to be. The key is, you don't start where they started. You start where they are now, after they've spent years optimizing everything. It's not stealing. It's just really, really smart research.
Okay, so you have a proven model to copy. Now you got to test your version. But forget spending thousands on a website or a product run. The modern way to do this costs, well, pretty much nothing.
The name of the game is idea validation. This is absolutely crucial. Before you spend any real money, you need proof that people will actually pull out their wallets for your idea. And Koerner says, in the beginning, don't worry about perfect focus. Just worry about getting momentum. Just get the ball rolling. So how do you do it? With a tool that literally 1 out of every 4 people on planet Earth uses every single day. Facebook. You've got Marketplace, you've got groups, you've got ads. It's basically a massive, free laboratory where you can run experiments and get real-world data in hours, not months. Just look at this example. Say you want to sell creatine for women. You use an AI image generator totally free to mock up 2 products, gummies and a powder. You post both as for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Within a few hours, look at the data. The gummies are getting way more views, more than double the clicks, and 4 times the messages. Boom. You just figured out your product format, and it didn't cost you a single dime. Okay, we've talked mindset. We've talked method. Now let's make this really concrete. What kinds of businesses can you actually launch with this playbook? Here are 3 real-world examples for 3 different budgets. First up, the $500 tier. This is the most accessible one. And for just $500, you can plug yourself into one of the biggest tech shifts of our entire lives. We look at this gap. It's incredible. 77% of small businesses say they need AI to survive, but only 5% are actually using it. That massive canyon in between, that is a gold mine. It's a huge market of people who are desperate for help and have no clue where to even begin. So the play here is to start a super simple AI agency.
You use these new tools where you can literally just describe what you want an app to do, and it builds it for you. You then go to local businesses, plumbers, cleaning services, and you sell them a simple outcome. You're not selling code, you're selling, I will use AI to save you time and make you more money.
Okay, next level. Let's say you have $1,000. With that, you can get into a booming, real-world business that most people are completely sleeping on.
Think about it. So many weddings are outdoors now, which means people need to rent everything. You can spend a few $100 on materials, build a beautiful wedding arch in your garage, and then rent that single arch out for $1,000 a pop. You can make back your entire investment in one weekend. And finally, let's look at the $5,000 level. Now, this one takes a little more cash, but it unlocks a business that's way more passive and can scale like crazy.
Believe it or not, you can get into the small RV park business. And here's the trick. That $5,000 isn't for the property. It's for the lawyers and the paperwork. You use a strategy called seller financing, where the current owner basically acts as your bank. It's wild. But a well-run RV park can be 10 times more profitable than your average rental house.
So, we've walked through how to beat fear, how to copy success, how to test for free, and we've even looked at real businesses you can start right now. It all comes down to one last, really critical idea.
This is the entire secret sauce. Being successful isn't about waiting for that 1 in a million perfect idea. It's about building your bias for action muscle. It's about closing the gap between what if I did this and actually doing it. The faster you get at that, the more you learn, and the luckier you get.
So let's end with this question, because I know you have ideas. You're sitting on them right now. We just walked through the playbook. We've seen how low the barrier to entry really is. So the only question left is, what are you going to do about it?